Welcome everybody to the FX Cosplay channel. I am Silly Heather. I hope everybody is doing great. This is my amazing co-CEO of FXCosplay.com modeling in the studio today. And today we are going to demonstrate how to use the Day of the Dead palette. This is an awesome palette because it is our own fab line, water-based paint, so you can create great, cool, unique, one-of-a-kind Day of the Dead skulls or anything that you want using these colors. This is great. With all that being said, make sure that you're following us on social media, and let's get started off by basing her whole face with the white. I'm going to use a paint pal sponge. This is a high density sponge. It's excellent for applying this type of makeup because it allows you to blend without absorbing too much paint. So all I'm going to do is just spritz the white, get it wet. When you're using this kind of makeup, water activates it, so you want to make sure that you're using water. Then I'm just going to load up my sponge with the white so that I have a good generous amount on there so that I can base her whole face. So then I'm just going to go in and start kind of like dragging, basing the whole face using this white. So once your base is dry, I'm picking up the gold to add just a little bit of a contour in the background so that it's not just totally straight white. And then the good thing about this is then it's going to help you to know where to position your line work. So again, just kind of spraying, misting the top of my gold, taking the other side of my sponge, definitely multi-purpose, load it up really well. So because this is a skeleton, the areas right here where you feel soft on the skin, that's where it's going to be sunken in. So that's the jawline down that we're going to follow. So from the kind of top of the ear, just taking my sponge, and I'm just going to stipple it and come down, kind of creating that jaw. And I'll do the same thing on this side from the top of the ear. First, I'm going to drag it along. Drag it first along that jawline and then just kind of stipple it out. Then the same thing right over the brow area. So I'm just kind of stippling, adding a little bit of gold. Have that nice gold background right inside. So now I'm going to pick up the red paint in your palette with my little drop brush. This is a great brush. It's kind of like a filbert brush, great for lining the lips, great for creating thicker paint strokes. So I'm going to place my 3 different roses, first starting in the middle of the forehead. So anytime that you're going to layer with this paint, you just want to make sure that it's going to be a little bit dry before you go on top of it, or else it's going to reactivate the paint. So I'm going to start off by just kind of making these wiggly strokes to create the rose. Just like that in the middle of the forehead, and then another one directly at the bottom. So again, just kind of laying down your brush, just like that. Next thing I'm going to do is picking up the same little drop brush and the green that's in your palette. We're going to create those leaves right around it. So I'm just going to kind of follow the shape of her forehead. If you think about the forehead like a C, you want everything kind of flowing into it. So I'm going to press and lift it up so that it's on a tip right in there, and press and lift it up on a tip right inside of there. Press and pull right into the middle so that you have this nice kind of flowing, and then we'll create that same technique around the other flowers. So all I'm going to do is press and bring it up a little bit. Press. You can kind of make some of those leaves a little bit more flowy than others. I'm just going to pick up my black on my little drop brush again so that I can create the nose and the eyes. Again, you want to load it up really nicely. You don't want it to be too dry. You want it to be on the side of being a little bit more wet so that your brush kind of flows really smooth. So when you're creating the nose to your sugar skull, I like to start from the bottom and come up so that I follow the natural shape of the nose. So I'm just going to press and just start twisting it so that I get that nice sharp tip. So now I'm going to work on her eyes. So I'm going to just have her close her eyes, and I'm going to use my little drop brush again, start at the corner of her eye, cut through the half of her eyebrow, so the halfway line of her eyebrow on that angle. And I'm just going to create the shape that I want to fill in. So then I will try to make it as even as possible on that side. So now I'm going to create kind of like a smoky eye look instead of totally creating that black look over her eyes. This gives me a chance to be able to add eyelashes where you would really see them. So in this palette, you also have a metallic pearl white, which is a great color to kind of accentuate the eyes, and I'll smoke it out on the edge using my black. So again, I'm just going to load up my sponge with my pearl white. And then, close your eyes. I'm just going to stipple in the pearl white right inside of there on both sides. And then we're going to bring in a little bit of black along the edge. So then using the tip of my sponge, I added a little bit of that same metallic white to this black. And I'm just going to go in and blend from the edge out. I'm going to start off here again at the top of the ear, right in here, and I'm going to press, and I bring it down to create that jawbone again at the top of the ear, press, and create that jawbone. And then I'm going to take my sponge again, and I'm just going to kind of drag it down while it's still wet. This paint is very flexible and very pliable, so I just kind of shaded it down. If you want it even more shaded, go ahead. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start outlining my roses, my leaves, and bringing in some more scroll work. We're going to finish this beautiful design off with some gems and some eyelashes so we can really pimp it out. So I'm going to start here with these roses, and I'm just going to kind of press in between the petals to kind of give them its own tattoo rose outline, and we'll go in and add some highlights in there too. So I'm going to just be tracing my leaves. You want them very thin on the edge. Even add a little swirl in there if you want to. So I'm just outlining them. And this is a very simple way to outline them. You don't have to do a whole lot of technical work. Then taking my same sponge that I had the metallic white on, I'm going to pick up a little bit more metallic white and just kind of dust it right over the middle of the nose there and in this area as well to make that area shine. Just because the white background is already dry, I'm just going to go in and add some extra scroll work. So I'm just picking up the white, and we're going to do a little bit of layering. But since the background is dry, it's going to allow me to create some more white line work to really embellish this out without having to do too much else. From the top of my rose right inside of here, I'm just going to add some teardrops heading into that rose. And then from the corners of the eyes right inside of here, I'm just going to add some teardrops as well. And then some, put that there. And then some scroll work from this rose. I'm going to come out and just scroll just like that. And what I do on one side, I'll do on the other side. So I'm going. So I'm going to just load up my little drop brush with red because I want this to be kind of like a sexy, glamorous sugar skull. So instead of going for the average skeleton teeth, I'm going to just go ahead, start at her Cupid's bow. So now all I'm going to do is just go in with a straight line and add almost like these filigree lines, because I really want my sugar skull to be girly and dainty. And then we got to create kind of like that stitching around the mouth. So I'm just going to extend the edges of her lips into her jawline, and we're just going to add these little stitches, and then from the corners of the lips, and I'll start from the middle, and out. Just loading up my brush with white, just like this. And then I'm going to just start right inside of there very gently with some scroll work, very similar to the white. So now to complete this look, I'm going to pimp it out with some glitter. Nothing says, ooh, sexy like some awesome glitter, and lashes. So because I want the nose to be super glittery and the roses to be super glittery, I'm going to be using a little bit of Prose-Aid and a Q-tip, and I'm just going to gently just kind of drag it on her nose here because I want that black glitter to go wow. And then so once it starts turning clear is when you know when to put on the glitter. So I'm going to just go ahead, I'm going to dip my finger right inside of there, and I'm going to tap it right on her nose to really just make that bling pop, just like that. So I added a little bit of a gold right in the middle. Gonna add a little bit of gold glitter right on top of it to just make it pop. I just love that effect. And you're free to go in and add glitter on any of these teardrops, anywhere you want. Definitely glitter takes it to the next level, but I'm just gonna go in and put on her eyelashes. So while I'm putting on the glue on my eyelashes, and that's kind of getting ready to be placed on her eyes, then I'll go ahead and add some gems. So again, you're just going to add a little bit of glue right on the edges of, right along that edge, just like that, not too much. If you get, so while that's drying, I'm just going to pick up my little bling right inside of here and just add some bling to this sugar skull face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fancy, sexy sugar skull girl. I hope that you can use some of the elements and how to apply it to do your own very amazing creation using the sugar skull palette. And when you do, tag us in those pictures. You never know, you can win a prize or we can show you off on our website. But we love to see what you create with the stuff that we create for you. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure that you check out fxcosplay.com for all sorts of supplies, and of course follow us on Silly Farm so that we can link up at some point. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we will see you soon.